Welcome back to Brian's Art of Creation. Today I got a special new topic for you guys. Kind of has a couple parts to it and comes from one of my friends, and she was struggling with her creativity and some of her artwork because she just is getting frustrated because she's out of practice and about being able to put herself out there and create like she used to. And it also kind of sounded to me to like being on the topic of also, being afraid of stepping outside the boundaries and being able to share people your work and get feedback and all along the lines of that. So for today's topic, I want you guys to be able to express yourself and be able to share your work. Don't be afraid to share the work that you create. Being able to put it out there is going to give you a certain sense of accomplishment to where, you added something amazing to this world with your creativity, and it's something that you did. And it's something that you're excited and having fun with, right? Creativity is supposed to be fun. And, getting stuck or putting roadblocks on yourself, not being able to share it, things like that, they're roadblocks that are in your way. So don't put any of those in your way to living a full life and being happy, enjoying it, getting creative, things like that. And don't let anybody else that you're sharing it with or any bad, negative comments put any more roadblocks in you from continuing you to share. So what I want you guys to do is to just have fun with it, and don't be afraid to share what you're really passionate about, what you're super excited about. So when I looked into this and I was thinking, what keeps people from creating? You think you're not good enough, or you're not as good as you used to be, or maybe you're frustrated, or you're out of practice and you're frustrated because you're out of practice, or because you're not as good as you think you used to be, or anything along the lines of that. And the answer I have for you guys is just to go into it with the mindset of having fun. Being real simple, just go in there, enjoy it, and do it because you want to and because you love to do it. And do it because, you want to free your mind. You want to have a good time. This is something that gets you super excited and, fills up your life. Those are the reasons that you should be going after and doing these things. Focus on that, because especially with sculpting, I've noticed that there are way too many people that are focused on, every single piece that they make. They put so much pressure on themselves of this has to be perfect. This has to be basically a masterpiece. This has to be the best thing I ever do. I have to take this all the way to finish. And that's something that puts a lot of extra blocks in your way of actually getting started, because now you got this whole weight of, I'm going to do this, but I have to keep going. And if I don't like it when I start, I'm going to have to keep pushing through. And you start building up so many different things in your mind, and you're like, oh, I got to start it. I got to do this. And if it doesn't turn out, I'm going to have to keep pushing through it. And I don't want to have to scrap it if I mess up, because I wasted all that time. And it has to work out right. And I hope it works out right. But I don't really feel like putting all that time into it right now. And then you end up just going and sitting and watching TV. So what I want you guys to try to come up with is, don't look at this as this has to be a masterpiece mindset. Go into it with, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to have fun. Think about a sketchbook mentality. When a lot of artists go out and they just have fun, they go out and they sketch. They fill up a sketchbook. They go out there, they draw stuff. Some stuff turned out to be crap. They just turn the page. Some things turned out to be interesting. They put a little more work into it. If they turn out to be amazing, they use that as a sketch for a larger painting or for a larger drawing. So why can't you do that for any other type of art? And with this, I've always thought of it in that sense, to where there were times when I would do a whole bunch of just sketching in clay, is what I called it. And I would just come up with a concept and just have fun with it. Some of them turned out good and I worked more on them. Other ones turned out horrible. I got some bad ideas out of my head and I just scrapped them. And it wasn't a big deal, because it's an idea I got out of my head that was in there that needed to get out. and I had fun doing it. And most of the time, you learn a lot faster when you're cycling through things like that. And you want to take it up another level, you can say, you know what? I'm going to go out there and I'm going to just work on, you know, expressions, or I'm going to work on anatomy. I'm just going to do sketches on eyes or certain features or things like that. When I did it, I'd say, you know what? I would do 45-minute to an hour sessions, and I'd be like, I'm going to go in there and sketch, but I'm just going to work on a likeness. I'd take one likeness, work on it, see how it turned out. At the end of the session, I had my timer set, and when that thing went off, it was either I like it, maybe I'll come back to this, or it doesn't look right, this isn't right, this isn't right, okay? I don't like it, I'll scrap it, it's not a big deal, as long as I went after it and had fun. And, you know, I also went into it and had an idea of what I was trying to get out of it. So, you know, that's one of the things that can be exciting about this. However, if that's too much restraint, just go in there with a block, with a pencil and a piece of paper. And actually, I remember reading about an artist. I'll have to dig up his name. I have a tutorial video from him. And what he would do is he would buy papers in a ream. And he would sketch with pen and just scribble all over the page. Basically, just real quick scribbles, maybe spent 2 minutes on each sheet. And he would go through about 50 to 100 sheets. And it was basically just a way of loosening up and coming up with ideas without actually trying. It was basically coming up with ideas that were deep within, kind of in your subconscious, but you weren't actively thinking about. And this was a way to get them out. And what he would do is scribble on them, and he'd go back through these 50 to 100 sheets and be like, all right, this is kind of more like a vehicle. This is kind of like like an environment. This kind of looks like a character. He would take his papers and he'd be like, you know what? He'd turn it this way. He'd turn it upside down, cockeyed, and he'd be like, you know what? This looks like it could be a really cool vehicle. And he would have stacks of these. And when he wanted to go in, and then when he would go in to finish and do some finalized artwork, he would take the concepts of the shapes that were there, and that's what he would build from them. So he wasn't going in saying, you know, I need to create this. I'm going to go in and create this specific character or this specific look. I'm just going to go in there and have fun and just scribble on a sheet of paper and see what comes out. So that's another technique and idea that you can kind of break through some of your creative blocks, or just get started, and an idea just to get started and have fun. So, you know, going beyond that though, you know, when I did my clay sketching, that's what it was all about. And sometimes, you know, like I said, sometimes I'd create something and it would be a sketch that I would use for a larger piece, or sometimes it would just be a sketch that I like certain aspects of it, and I would transfer it to another piece. So just keep that in mind. And then when you go through and you decide you want to share some of the stuff that you've been working on, you want to express some of the things to, you know, family and friends, don't be afraid to put it out there. And, you know, going back to the beginning of this, people are afraid for a few reasons. And the main one is that they're afraid of rejection, or people saying no, or they don't like it. So for all of those people, I got 2 little stories for you. All right. First off, you're only going to get 4 different answers from people. You're going to get a yes and a no from what I like to call from classified people, or from qualified people. Sorry, classified. From qualified people, and a yes and a no from non-qualified people. So a yes and a no from non-qualified people. So let's say you're an artist, you're a painter. Non-qualified people are what I consider the general public. All right. The no's are either going to be because they don't like your style, the subject matter, which if they say no, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Or they're just trying to put you down. Again, it doesn't matter. The people that are going to say yes are family, friends, people that just hit like on it. And you know what? You take that with gratitude. You enjoy it. And that's what you do with it. Now, for the people that are qualified, those are going to be other painters, other artists. And when they look at your work, they're going to give you much better answers, because every single no, they'll be able to tell you why. They'll be able to say, you know what, I don't like that because the proportions are off. And that you can learn from. You can say, oh, you know what, I need to work on that. That's an area where I need to improve. Or they might say, I'm not crazy about the color choices or the style. And you might say, you know what, thank you, but I really like my style, and that's okay. You still learn from it. And again, the yes side of that will be able to tell you the same thing. I like it because you have amazing colors, or the proportions are great. And now you know something that you're doing great at and that you need to keep pushing through with. Now going on to the nose, again, going back to the nose, you're never going to be able to please everybody. And that's another issue, which brings me to a second point. You're not going to be able to please everybody, because there are billions of people on this earth, and we all have a whole wide range of different things that we like, hobbies, different things that we enjoy, and you're never going to be able to please everybody, and you should never try to please anybody. You should please yourself, because this is what this is all about, but you should never try to please everybody. And whenever I tell people that, I always tell them this one story that basically just locks it into your mind. So take a moment and imagine that you're like the best dog artist in the world. All right? Portrait artist or a wildlife artist that draws dogs. That's your subject matter. You do super realistic and amazingly beautiful artwork of dogs. How successful do you believe you will be if you try selling any one of your paintings to a cat lady? You're not going to go very far. The thing is that she has a different subject matter that she likes and she's interested in. Now, the fact that she's not interested in your work, does that mean you're not good? No. Does that mean that you chose the wrong subject matter? No. Does that mean that you shouldn't be doing it, or that you should give up, or you shouldn't share your work? No. It means that you should actually go after an audience that enjoys what you like, and you should go towards more people that are enjoying it, instead of trying to please every single person on this world, because you're never going to reach that goal, and you're just setting yourself up for failure. So, hopefully, my long little rant and everything there helped you guys out, gave you guys some insights, and I'm going to keep coming at you guys with these every week, and I got some new ones on the way, and some new ideas I've been working through, and hopefully they'll be able to help you out. And hopefully this helped you out as well. You know who I'm talking to. And if any of you guys have any struggles, any things that you're trying to like battle or trying to overcome, any challenges you're facing, let me know, and I will try to help you out and give you some personal insights of things that I've done and tricks that I've used to overcome different creative blocks or things such as that. So you guys have fun, enjoy it, get creative, and I challenge you to go out there, color or draw, have fun, and share your work with other people and enjoy doing it. Don't be afraid.